The algorithm is harvesting your masculinity. You think you're building a brand, but you're being farmed for free labor. Here's why content isn't king. Power is. If you're tired of posting content that gets ignored, grab the scrolls. I'll show you how to build power through content, not just impressions. The link is in the description below. We are in a digital playground right now. We have AI already here. We have streaming going crazy. We have personal branding being a push now. And I want you to really think about the lie that we've been told. So think about content versus power, right? Because they're two different things. Content's a thing, yes. But where we have been lied to is that content is king, and that's a fucking lie. The algorithm isn't built to serve you, it's built to extract from you. So think about it. Your time, every time that you look to go build content, and if you're building in a creative way, and a lot of you don't start because you don't want to build, right? You don't want to spend the time to build the creative content, right? So building content already takes time out of your day. You're giving your most valuable thing up, and a lot of you are giving it up to a 9-to-5 to then what? Have to come home and build content. But that is what it costs to enter this game. If you're still in a 9-to-5 and want to get paid, and you're starting from ground zero, you have to start from somewhere. Your 9-to-5 is a good source of income. Use it as if it was a side bitch. Take all the money, right, and fuel the business within content that you're trying to push, which is going to take time. So the lie within this content realm that we've been told is that content's king, but content takes a fuck ton of time. Understand that. Content also takes your fucking energy, and I don't think you understand this piece enough. Content creation takes your energy the fucking most. Why? Because a lot of you don't jump into the game, but sit on the sidelines and watch. And so as you're watching, you're giving your energy, your attention to content without being in the game. See, it's a different thing. I promise you, the way that you consume content and the way I consume content is very different. You consume content to gain what? Laughter, sedation, to stay asleep or brain dead. Whereas the version of you that makes money with content and cash flows off of content gives the energy to seeing what works and what doesn't work systematically within this algorithm, right? But don't get too fucking caught on that just yet, because we have to get to creativity, right? Because that is the next thing. Creativity is the main reason a lot of people jump into content creation, but they lose it because they look for virality. And a lot of you look for what works for everybody else instead of speaking your truth. And that's why this video is content versus power, because they're very different. So your creativity is going to diminish if you keep trying to build content for the algorithm. See, you could be taking the time to do the content correctly, which is good. We all have to do it to some degree, right? And the more time you give it, the better your content usually comes out. Great. You also are giving your energy. And if you're giving your energy towards a systematic way of thinking to add things that work within your system, great. But where a lot of people trip up is this creativity, where they see shit working for somebody else, right? And their virality, they do it, and then they attach their identity to that person and that creativity and that creative piece of content that went viral. And so then you lose yourself, huh? And now you start to then live for this algorithm. Ooh, because I'm not getting the impressions, I'm not getting the numbers, I'm not getting the views. And we'll talk about that in a second. I'm not the person who I believe I want to be. Right? So then you attach your whole identity to this fucking virality scheme. You follow the virality scheme, so you continue to go viral. You continue to get the views. You continue to see the spikes in your impressions, because what? You like the fucking dopamine it gives you, because then it validates, like we speak about before, all of the things that you tell yourself you are based upon the viral system that you're following. And this is why structure is so fucking important before you jump into cash flow. And no creator is going to fucking tell you, because they don't even want to expose themselves. I want you to realize that cash flow is such an abundant flood within the content space. There's so much money here, bro. But if you don't have the structure to understand a centralized goal that you're going after, and you don't know exactly what that looks like or how to follow the laws of the realm to get it to come to fruition and stay within a pressurized chamber and structure that is fueled by a bigger goal than just going viral, you're going to lose your identity, bro. You're going to lose it. You're not going to remember who you are, because then you're only starting to do what? Perform. That's all you're going to start to do. Perform for the fucking algorithm. Whatever the fucking algorithm got you doing, you going to do. And then you lose yourself. And then you wonder why your goals don't come to fruition or they come into reality, because you've lost your structure for the overarching goal and leaving that in mentalism and allowing all the rest of the laws to work in your favor. You then build your structure around the algo. What the fuck? What happened to you? You lost yourself to numbers on a screen. Got no fucking structure. And then the craziest shit is, think of it. All of these things, time, energy, and creativity, right, that you're losing because it's extracting it from you, is going to platform profit. All of the ads that are being are shown to you are spent. There is ad spend that attributes to why those videos are being seen to you and targeted towards you, right? So all of these algorithms and all of these platforms are getting paid based upon you. You're just a fucking battery to the system, and you willingly clock yourself into it and make no money from it. See, this is why you must become a player. But you so worried about chilling that you don't realize you chilling is just dumping your money and attention and life force into a platform that doesn't feed you. Now, to me, that's brain dead, but whatever. So the algorithm isn't built to serve you, but it's built to extract all of those things from you and give the platform profit. And you have to understand this before you jump into content creation. So content without polarity is just a wallpaper for weak men. And now let's jump into this weak men segment, because you know I love this shit the most. Followers, viewers, and likes. Some people only live for followers, viewers, and likes. I know motherfuckers that have so many fucking followers, so much viewership, but zero fucking cash flow. And look at me over here chilling. Mere cash flow. Got all the cash flow in the world. I don't need the numbers, because I'm not a weak man that thrives and thinks that all of these numbers on a digital screen is what's going to pay me. If you don't know how to utilize those followers or utilize that attention, you're not going to fucking thrive in content. That's why so like 95% of content creators don't make over $15,000 a year. Fuck, they're still working at a 9-to-5 posturing with followers, views, and likes. That is a weak man's wallpaper. You think because you got a lot of views or a lot of fucking followers that you some strong man, my boy, or you've made it in life, buddy? Drake said it best. I know motherfuckers with more followers than dollars. So facts. How do you have more followers, viewers, and likes than you have money in the bank account? Nigga, fuck ya. You're a weak man, and then you walk around with like your shit don't stink because what, your Instagram popping, nigga? You got a good bluff. You got a good show going on for yourself. Fuck yeah. Because there's real people out here that are living true to life. And this is why the world is going backwards, because a lot of you are following this weak man agenda of having a wallpaper on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or whatever, believing that whatever they say is gold, instead of understanding that whatever resonates with you is what you should look for. But you've lost that understanding of how to feel that. And so you just follow the algo. You follow the algo because it feels good. And hey, this motherfucker got 50 to 1,000 to 100,000 followers. That motherfucker got 1 point something million. But the message doesn't really hit. It's just surface level. You know, it doesn't resonate with you. But because the followers are there, you follow it. But it's just a weak man thing, because I promise you, the second you meet your idols in person, they are not who you think they are. Trying to tell you, I've met some of the people that I thought would be what they say they are online and are nothing like that in person. Nothing. And a lot of it is polished. I hate content creators that are polished. You know, like, and when I say polished, I mean, you see no soul to them. They have no rhyme or reason why they do shit, or no real goal in mind, no core goal. They just do the viral bullshit because what? It feels good. Nah. Or they know that they can fucking make money off of that algo. Or not. So you're not playing chess, you're playing fetch with views. So when your ideas come in your brain, you just throw it and hope that views come. And you just hope that people will follow you. You just hope. No, you got to stop hoping and understand that as long as you have a structurized way of living, and you understand that, okay, cool, this is a centralized goal that I have in my brain. The law of mentalism is making sure that you have everything comes from your mind. So if you know that there's something in your mind that you want to achieve, and it by means of content, you have to keep it in your mind all the time. Then abide by that thought by showing it actions. Because realistically, the laws only move for people that move. Because correspondence is going to give you what you think about at the top of your brain all the time. Vibration is what brings it into fruition, because you have to vibrate at a certain level, and that it creates your frequency, which is movement. Polarity then states that there has to be an opposition to the place that you're polarizing yourself on. So your goal, wherever that is on the polarization, on the scale of polarization, your goal is here. There's an opposite side to your goal. As long as you are repelling that and not doing any actions that correspond with the opposition, you should be good. Right? Rhythm, if you're doing it over and over and over and over again you will then imprint a rhythmic, energetic signature onto the energetic field that we all live on, which is this fucking rock, right? Earth. And then the cause and effect, so everything that you're putting in gives you an effect. And then gender, you're sticking within your masculine duties and structure to bring this thing into fruition. All right? But a lot of you don't think of it that way when it comes to content. You just think you can follow somebody, follow their viral script, and it'll work for you. No, you have to inject your own goal and way of thinking systematically into the things that you're doing, not just to fetch and hope it gets views, but understand that you are posting, even if it doesn't get the views that the viral posts get, you're staying true within your structure. And again, the laws will give you exactly what you want, but you have to stay in line with them. So don't chase the views, don't chase the weak man style of living in content. And also don't give up all of your energies to the algo. The algo is the algo. And I see a lot of people even ask me like, yo, how do you, why aren't you popping off, or why is the algorithm sleeping on you? Bro, the algorithm is the algorithm, and it's bent towards people that do the fuckery. I'm not into that. I'm not into the fuckery. I'm trying to help y'all. That is my goal. I'm trying to reverse this bullshit that's going on within the masculine space, but we digress. Power doesn't come from going viral. It comes from controlling perception, polarity, and systems. The scrolls build that from scratch. Again, link is in the description below. So, what actually creates power online? And this is where shit gets fun with content, and this is why I love it so much. And this is honestly why I got into it in the first place. So emotional hooks tied to power, sex, and survival. So you have to start to think like the way that you live life, right? It's very similar to the way that you can make content. Because just think of it. We're living this life, and we have a set of triggers and cues and emotional pillars in our life that we have to uphold. And a lot of that surrounds power, sex, and survival. So if you understand that power, which usually comes from money, because the more money you have, the more time you can buy. The more time that you can buy, the more people that you can own. The more people that you can own, the more harvesting of their time you can have, which then equates to power. Because then you don't have to do shit, and now you have the ability to buy people. Right? So power. That's realistically power. Sex. Can you sit within your masculine discipline and polarize women enough so that they act by their nature and you act by yours? Pretty much it. So a lot of you aren't getting the sex piece because you're not operating from your masculine disciplines and the things that were naturally given to you as a gift, right? And that you honestly, I heard somebody say today, what did they say? If we didn't have testosterone as men, we'd just be bitches. And that was said by Martin Luther King. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. And survival. We have to eat, we have to have clothes, we have to have shelter. Right? These are the things that are essential to us moving forward every single day and waking up. So survival. So these are the three things that really fuel us as men and people in general. So you have to think about it with your content that you create along with the content that you consume, and you can start to break it down and see how it's actually happening in real time. These are a set of my clients, right? And of course I added my brand in there because I'm trying to show you that I practice what I preach years, and that started this brand. Unruly Fitness in terms of clothing was started years ago, right? So horny. They have that in one of their spots, and that was big broad in the middle of the fucking restaurant. Why? Because it's an attractive symbol that people want to go to, and it plays on what? Power, sex, and survival. People are horny. Don't get it fucked up. Next, let's play this video. We're gonna play a set of them to show you what's really going on here. So, play this video here. Booty call. That was the name of the drink. You see how the drink is an ass and a front, right? And it says, yes, daddy on the board. So you see that. That's a drink, right? My clothing, of course, I used women. I started with women first because I understood that they are very big into the aesthetics, and I love aesthetics. So if you can create with aesthetics, why wouldn't you then create for the people that love aesthetics most? And that's women. And then just use them in your marketing. Because what? If women are buying, if women see other women buying, they're going to buy. If men see women buying, men are going to buy. Right? So you have to understand your target audience and cater to them. And I understood that women play off of the sex role. People want to look sexy in their clothes, so you build clothes that look sexy on women. Right? Men like to see sexy women, so then you create clothes for men based upon how they view and they'll rate your clothing because you made great clothing for women. And then you just use the women to market it because they love that. So again, and now I'm going to show you some of the most pivotal moments in content creation for one of my brands that I used to work with, right? This is one of the videos that we made, and it went nuts. Why? Because it plays off of sex and survival. It plays off of sex and survival. And you can do it over and over and over again. You see, it can be repeated. And I have so many of these. And if you all were following me on Instagram for a bit, you would know that I was posting this shit like every morning because I had so many of them, right? So understand that you have to play off of people's nature. And what better than a blowjob shot, right? What better than a blowjob shot? Nothing. Nothing's better than a blowjob shot, because a lot of men, think about it this way. Let's break it down now. You see someone, even in person or online, doing a blowjob shot. You as a man watch it, and you're not getting your dick sucked anyways, because you're a pussy hole. You're a weak man. So you're not getting your dick sucked anyways. So you see this, you like, God damn. And then you start to see it over and over and over and over again. Now you're like, shit, I need to pull up over there, because maybe if motherfuckers can do this on camera, maybe they might do it to me. And wherever women are and they doing shit that urges or turns me on sexually, I'm going to try to go show up. Weak bitch, but you go. Because it plays off of what? Your survival and the sex that you're looking for and the power you're looking to dominate over the feminine. Okay, cool. So then it pushes men to go, but it also pushes women to go. Because women want to do it too. Hey, I want to try. I know how to do. She know what she doing. A lot of them know what they doing. But they want to show off their skills. Hey, why not? Give them power. A little power over their demonstration. They were also playing off their sexual urge. And it's survival. Sex is within survival. You need that. Right? And so when you can put all of these things together, right? We would take these videos. Women. Yes. Why? Because it plays off of survival. So you would take all of this, understand that all of these things here, while it plays off of power, sex, and survival, what it is actually doing is it's bringing the brand attention. No matter what brand it is, it's bringing the brand attention. So brand structure that channels attention into cash. All of those things that I just spoke upon a second ago bring attention, and a fuck ton of it. Because if it plays off of those three, power, sex, and survival, people are going to be watching. Because they have no choice. It's what they thrive off of. When you get people's attention, you must have a structure, a brand structure that can then take that attention and turn it into cash flow. For myself, it was my clothing brand, right? I just explained that. Women would see other women in clothes that fit them. And women want to be sexy, so they would buy the clothing, and then they would see it on themselves, and then they would post. More women would see it. Ooh, sexy clothes, yes, You see how sexualized the gym market has become, the fitness market and the fitness clothing has become, because it's playing off of that urge, that sexual urge, right? You see the 3 videos of the women doing the blowjob shots and the women bending each other over. What does that do? It evokes an emotion of sex and power, not only in women, but in men. Therefore, bringing you to the place where it was occurring because people want to try it and see it and be on camera. Hell, if they could, right? The booty call is another thing. They can see and visualize an ass and a front within a drink that they're drinking, posted online. More people want to see it and have it for themselves, triggering people to come inside. Horny, everybody wants to take a picture in front of a big ass horny neon sign with 2 horns. Who the fuck doesn't want to post that on their Instagram with a fine ass woman sitting on their lap? The fuck? And if you don't, maybe you need to go think about if you're fucking. Anyways, so all of that attention then turns into cash. Right? Because you're bringing people into your establishment that want to try. So strategic polarity, that turns repulsion into respect, because a lot of the things that you would see online that would be provocative or bring polarity, which just means it's going to split the crowd in half. Some people are going to like it. Some people aren't going to like it, because the urge that comes on to you when you see something like a blowjob shot can either push you into 2 different directions. One, it's going to empower you to say, fuck, I need to try that. Fuck, I want to go see a girl do that in real life, because I either don't have it or I do have it and I know exactly what the fuck that look like. Let's see more motherfuckers do it. And I would love to see the exciting things that happen within that establishment. So you then go. Or it polarizes you to a place of repulsion because you don't like the urge. The urge still comes, but you repel it because you don't like, fuck, why is a video making me feel like this? Huh? You're a Christian nun. I don't want to feel like this. Yeah, fuck you. It's a good thing. So it either repels you or brings you towards wanting to go. And what does that do then? Bring your brand respect, because the more polarizing a brand can be, the more respect it will garnish. If you have a lot of haters, you're doing something correct. Understand that. You are doing something correct. Whether the people like you or not, you are doing something correct, because you are polarizing people. You are forcing people to get off of this middle gray line and pick black or white. Am I in or am I out? Content that can do that, perfect. Perfect, because you can polarize people to a point where you now see who's with you and who's against you. And if you can do that in real life, you're golden. So content is just like real life. And that's why I said structure has to come first. I don't want you to think that having cash flow is more important than having structure. Having a structure where you can use your disciplines as a man to polarize a room and then translate it into content. Now you're doing both. And then you uphold the values and the goals that you have within that structure, so that when people meet you in real life, but they also see your content online, it's not posturing. It's just who the fuck you are. Motherfuckers see me all the time in person and realize, yes, I am not friendly, bro. We are not friends. So you have to get to that place where you can repel or have people work with you. If your content doesn't command cash flow, women, or war, you're spiritually neutered. Fix it or collapse. The link is in the description below. And so I want to break down the Unruly Scrolls to you, because it breaks down into 3 different parts: structure, weaponizing, cash flow. So structure is your authority, right? So your ability to have a skill deep enough for you to speak on it or act it and show people through content that then can be pushed into polarizing people to either say, yes, I like that skill, or no, I don't like that skill, right? And then what you do is then you can build a offer flow to say, okay, cool, there are different offers that come with me showing you not only how to do it step by step, but then taking your own skills that you've had through experience and helping people in different ways that you see fit. That is what the scroll shows you, to how to structure that correctly so that you can use it within your day-to-day. And then weaponizing, turning your voice into a cash weapon. With my agency, given all the expertise that I have, I know all of this information about marketing and propaganda and perception and all of these things. So now guess what? If I then take that and push that towards my clientele within the content agency space, listen, my voice becomes a weapon. Because how can you not revere me as the person that you want to listen to and gain knowledge from within your own establishment on the content space, especially because you've not been in it. You haven't been in it long enough, nor have you probably considered doing it, because a lot of people that you're going to speak to don't even know how to start content, right? And so that's what the scroll is going to do. It's going to weaponize your voice and give you enough information so that you can speak from a place of true understanding. Cash flow. You must be able to monetize belief and not just information. You see how I can give you all this information, but also monetize it with my clients? You have to then be able to use it in application. You can't just know it. You can't just speak about it. You got to be about it. You can't be a weak man now. Don't think you can be a weak man, my guy. Over here posturing with the fucking wallpaper and thinking that a lot of followers, views, and likes. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for information that penetrates so deep that not only can I apply it, but then I can gain results, which then when I get the results, I am becoming undeniable. And therefore, they start to believe that, yes, I can get done what I'm getting done, and then I actually get it done, and they want to pay me handsomely for it. And you can do the same. You have to show people that what you're speaking about is not just information, but can be applied every single day to help them build cash flow within themselves. And that's exactly what the scrolls does. So it teaches you structure, it weaponizes your voice, and it shows you the way of cash flowing and not just bullshit information you see going on the internet. I want to give you one last commentary, because here's what a lot of you won't understand is that content is a game that everybody can play. So if you're standing on the sidelines, don't allow yourself to get in the headspace of thinking that you're not worth getting into the game because you don't know how. It's not a game of how. Your life is comprised of so many experiences, and you don't even understand that the experiences that you have will teach people and inspire them in ways that you've never thought of. So you can't then regulate yourself to not go on into content because you just don't know how. No, really reposition yourself to understand that you can do it and you will do it, but you have to stop lying to yourself. You really have to stop lying to yourself. You have to just take this step and move. And when you start to move, that is when all of the things that you're looking for and the goals that you see at the top of your brain, even if you're still clocking into a 9-to-5, can come to fruition because you've at least allowed yourself now the access into the space of content and not just sitting on the sidelines thinking like, maybe I could, but I won't because I don't know how. You do know how. You do. Have a little bit more belief in yourself. Build a structure that can be, that's fortified by law. And we go through the laws every single video. So now you should understand truly how to move. And if you're really ready to go, then you know exactly what to do. So your closing decree. If your content doesn't convert into cash, women, and conquest, you're not a creator. You're a clown in the algorithm circus. Obey law, build with structure, or be forgotten. Consider yourself warned.